Hey everybody, this is Instructor T with Armed Peacemaker. Thanks for watching. Today's video is about the equipment list for the well-regulated pistol class. Now we have all the equipment list up on the website, but people appreciate a visual reminder or a visual way of telling, so hence the video. So what's the first thing you need on the equipment list? We put an open mind. Many other instructors do this, and many other companies do this, and the reason for that is because you came and paid for a class. So therefore, do as the instructors instruct you to do. Now you may do something that you don't like, but you can cut it out at the end of the day. But while you're there in class, do as the instructor says, get a feel for it. It may be different from what you do, but it's important to at least try it. And if you didn't like it, cut the fat off the meat, take the meat at the end of the day, and enjoy the meal. So, open mind. Keep an open mind. Second thing you're going to need, obviously, is a semi-automatic pistol. This is a Glock 19. It's personally one of my favorites. I think it's a fantastic fighting pistol, as some would refer to it. So there's also the M&P 2.0, the M&P Shield. There's many other different types of striker-fired guns that are great for war fighting. There's also hammer-fired guns that are great for war fighting as well. If you do bring a single-stack magazine pistol, make sure you have double the amount of magazines. You're going to want to have at least 8 to 10 magazines for a single stack. It will pay off in the end. It will help you out in class. Trust me. You do not want to show up to class with a single stack handgun that has 3 mags or even 5 mags, because you're going to be loading the entire time and it's going to be annoying. What else are you going to need? You're going to need a lunch. Bring a lunch. You got to stay well fed while we do what we got to do. Next thing you got to bring is an average of 450 rounds. This is an MTM case guard 30mm case, I believe it is. These are on Amazon and many other different websites. This will hold 1,000 rounds all the way to the top. There's about 400, maybe 500 rounds in there right now. So, also, it's not on the equipment list, but would help out tremendously, is this Uplula mag loader. This helps your hands, your thumbs, especially if you're female, to load a lot easier your magazines. Trust me, this is a worthy investment. Make sure you get it. Alright, next you're going to need a strong side belt holster. Strong side, so if you're righty, it would be a right-handed holster. This is fantastic. This is a Safariland holster. I highly recommend these. You don't want something that's nylon or leather or something that's flimsy and not strong. You want something that's nice and strong that will keep its shape. And the good thing about the Safariland is that they have retention, which is nice. You can't just pull it out. You have to hit the tab in order to pull it out. So it's a little bit of a safety feature that I appreciate on that. So make sure you get something like that. Eye protection. These are one of my favorites. This is the ESS crossbow suppressors. These are great because they're nice and thin. They're not sticking out. They don't have anything that is bumpy, so that when you have your ear pro on, it's digging into your head and causing pain after a while. These are nice and thin. You barely recognize that they're there. Also, this amber lens is really nice. It helps things to stick out when you're at the range. Next thing you're going to want is ear protection. I like these Howard Light Impact Sport ones. They got these built-in microphones, and it helps you to hear everybody while they're talking, while canceling out all of the gunfire. This is very good. Stores up nice and compact. Highly recommend those. Next thing you're going to want is a sturdy gun belt. In order to put your holster on, you're going to need a nice sturdy gun belt. This is These are the Daltech Force Super Bio gun belts. I've had this thing for 10 plus years and it still looks almost brand new. There's a few scuffs on it, but this thing holds up extraordinarily well. I highly recommend this. They're on the website, the Daltech Force Super Bio gun belts. Great belts. Next thing you're going to want is a minimum. Let me get this out of the way actually. You're going to want a minimum for a double stack firearm, a minimum of 5 magazines. But once again, these are the MTM case guard magazine holders. These are fantastic. There's obviously more than 5 in here, but it makes it a whole lot easier when you have more mags that are loaded and ready to go when you hit class. Now, why have these smiley faces and these lines? We shoot in an outdoor environment. We don't shoot in an indoor range. So when you are dropping these mags to reload, it is very hard to find these black mags on the ground. But if you have a nice happy face and a straight line that's not found in nature in white, the happy face sticks out like the moon at night. Trust me. It's much easier to find these things when you put these on there. If you got a nice oil marker, oil paint marker, just put that on there. Especially you're going to need it if you have these flat dark earth type magazines. These things are very, very, very hard to find once you drop them onto the ground for reloads. Trust me, the happy face and the straight line makes everything stick out like a sore thumb, and you want that when it's on the ground. Minimum of 5 magazines, like I said. You're going to want a magazine pouch as well. Any type of pouch that has retention is fantastic. You need that retention for when you're running and gunning. Also, just as a side note, when you have your magazine pouch loaded onto your gun belt, you're going to want to always have it bullets facing the belt buckle. Bullets facing the belt buckle. Just as a side note. So that's very important right there. And next up, what do we got? Clothing. Clothing suited for strenuous activity. We're going to be running and gunning. It may be cold, it may be hot. So wear light clothes if it's hot, and wear heavy clothes if it's cold. Also, baseball or a Boonie hat. These things are great. Keep the sun out of your face, off your neck, and prevent any sunburn. These things are very nice when it gets super hot. Just soak them in water, put it on your head. Feels nice. Trust me. What else? Sunblock. If you need sunblock, if you're somebody who's fair skinned, make sure you bring it. This is optional, not required. This is just a pair I have. I have a bunch of these Alta Industries knee pads. You don't need knee pads, but it's highly recommended. Why? Well, you want to protect your expensive pants that you brought to class. You don't want to get rips or tears on your knees. You also want to protect your knees, and these things are very, very comfortable when you're in class. Trust me. It's not required. It's optional, but I highly, highly recommend knee pads to protect your clothes and protect your knees. What else? You're going to need water. You need drinking water. You need to stay hydrated. You're going to be running, you're going to be gunning, and you need to stay hydrated. Trust me. Bug spray. You need bug spray as well. If people are sensitive to bugs, make sure you bring bug spray. Pen and paper. Pen and paper is vitally important. Why? You want to get the most out of your class. So you may have heard something that you never heard before. You may want to write it down. You're doing a drill that you may have never done before. You want to write it down so that you can go and dry fire it later. Retain your information. Get the most from your money out of the class. It's not on the equipment list, but maybe gloves. These are great. These Maxi Flex gloves. Protect your fingers, protect your hands. They got a lot of grip to it. They're very flexible. It's got a good, you can still get a good purchase on your weapon, and it's very nice and comfortable. You could still feel everything very good. They even work with the cell phones. What else? Cleaning and lubrication equipment. This is a great cleaning and lubrication equipment. It's compact. This is particularly a rifle cleaning kit, but they have pistol as well. I like Breakthrough. The reason why is because it doesn't smell. It doesn't stink up the place. Some people like that hop smell and other chemicals, but some people don't. So in order to avoid it altogether, you want to get something that's like Breakthrough. There's no smell at all, and it does not, especially if you're in an apartment or a small area, and it doesn't bother everybody else. This has no smell. It's great. I love it. And what else? It's not required, but it's nice to have a folding chair and a small folding table. You're going to want to put your weapons, you're going to put your ammo, all your gear on a table. You're going to want to get it all ready, and having a table to put it on and then a nice chair to sit down when we do the mindset lecture will really help you out. Trust me on that. So yeah, that's the equipment list for the class. I hope you enjoyed. Take care.